Well, howdy everyone. Thank you for coming to Pages to Practice. We are learning about 1001 things every teen should know. I'm using a candle right now. I thought it would be more aesthetic, but So the first quote I wanted to go over from the 1001 things every teen should know before moving out is the quote right here. '76. They should know. Hope you can read that. One of the best tools for not looking dumb is to ask questions of people. And I wanted to go over about asking questions of people. So I want to start off with number one. This is you. Very smiley, very happy. This is you. Before you can ask any question, you must know you're worthy to ask the question. You don't have any fears or anxieties or any guilt when you ask an honest question. If you don't know, just ask. That's the whole point. Don't let whatever get in the way of you knowing something that can help your growth. You are worthy. You have to remember this. Before you ask any question, you're worthy of asking that question. So that way nothing stops you from asking. Now, as we move along here, probably just take them over here. Oh yeah, it works. I guess the key is to, because we're going to be walking backwards right here. I don't know how to walk backwards. There we go. You can't see what is going on behind him. He's still smiling somehow. Now, a way to ask questions. A way to ask questions is by working backwards. What's the point, right? What's the point of asking the question? If someone's a little angry, that's someone that's angry. Do you want to understand why they feel this way? Or do you want to walk away? Do you want to hear what made them feel this way? Do you want to know where they learned they should feel this way? Then ask the question around the why, and not just blindly asking, oh, why? Oh, why? Oh, why? And you could be more specific in these. If you work backwards, you can be a little bit more specific. And being specific with your question gives you specific answers. And if you want something specific, you gotta ask a specific question to get a specific answer. It just kind of works together that way. Now, for an example, you want to ask where they learned they should feel this way. Strange question. Not usually, most people don't really ask that. But you're not most people because you clicked on this video. You ask it like this. Can you help me understand what experiences or influences might have shaped how you're feeling about this? A simpler way would be, what in life has shaped you to feel this way? Pretty simple. Pretty goated. We're going to move along over to this little corner right here. Kind of like this one right here. Then we'll move over to the back. Pretty sure you can see the drawing. Yeah, you can. I think. I hope. I'm checking the camera. Ooh. Yeah, I believe in it. If not, I could just zoom closer, right? Now, the key on being specific, I'm going to hone in on this a little bit more, Instead of asking such broad, right? This is a broad question, or a vague one, because who really understands a vague question? That could be interpreted too many ways. Let's focus on asking specific and open-ended. This gives us the power to get closer to the answer that we want, and this gives us a more powerful statement so that we can know more about the person. If this is conversational, it could be, oh, how'd you manage to get that kind of car, working whatever job this way? Might be a good question to ask. Or another example could be encouraging deeper responses and avoiding yes or no. And by doing that, by asking a question like, instead of asking, do you like it? Because that's a yes or no. Let's try to avoid that, right? There's nothing wrong with a yes or no. So a lot of times it's just preferable to get this. But if we can ask instead an open and a question that's open to many different interpretations that we can get new information on, such as what aspects of it stood out to you and why. Oh, did you like the food? Yeah, I like the food. Okay, this is you liking the food. I'm gonna draw like a steak. You have a fork. Right. Or you can ask, like, what was the best part of the steak and why? Because you're having a steak dinner. Obviously, it's steak. You could be like, oh, I loved how it was medium rare. I loved how they cooked it a certain way. I love the seasonings they used. And you can use that information to, if you, let's say you're cooking for the person, improve your taste. Flavoring of the food. That's a better word to say it. Alright, moving on to the backside. This already has something printed on it. Got it. Alright, we're moving on to the other side of another piece of paper. So, we're here. Woohoo! We're getting better at asking questions and why we should ask them differently. Congratulations, we're a few steps ahead. Now, we do have a few things more to go. I would stay until the end. I have a perfect thing I found that was introduced to me that any couple can use. So if you made it this far, thank you. And let's keep going. Now, if you stay curious, I don't know, this looks like a face that's like, that's not mad, there we go, something like that. If we stay curious, each conversation with genuine curiosity, instead of making assumptions or jumping into conclusions, right? Because if we jump into conclusions, you're just assuming, and assuming makes an ass out of you and me. If you assume there's not a shark in here, then, you might be bait. Ask questions to invite exploration, right? You should probably throw some meat in there, see if there's anything that's going to harm you, and move on with your life. For example, instead of asking, is this the right way? Is this the right way to do it? You might ask, what other approaches have we not considered? How might they impact the outcome? Or you could even say, what have we considered? Maybe you guys haven't really collaborated like that, and then you guys can see how each of you think. Oh, you thought of this scenario. Oh, I thought of this scenario. Oh, I didn't even think that was a possible scenario that we could not use. What's a way we can turn around and use it? It seems like the most efficient way. It seems like you just have a really good conversation just by opening up, not being afraid. Again, back to the whole, you're worthy. Don't let fears or guilt or any anxieties get to you. And we could have more productive conversations and be more bold in our conversations. Now, we're going to go over to a Bible quote. Pretty sure everyone loves that. Proverbs 18:15. Go ahead and grab my Bible real quick. And we're going to go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and flip pages. Can't see that. The mind of the prudent acquires knowledge, and the ear of the wise seeks knowledge. Now, this just means, it's just highlighting the importance of knowledge and wisdom. This aligns with the emphasis on asking questions and approaching conversations with curiosity and a desire to learn. If you're curious and you ask questions, the ear of the wise seeks knowledge. Because if you be silent, you have 2 ears to listen. All the knowledge shall be able to come to you. Just reinforces that. Now, the part I told you where you can ask your significant other a question, and you can ask it every single day, and you'll always learn something new. Pretty fantastic, right? Easy. This is my impression of how to draw a rose. I'm doing wonderfully. And you can say I did wonderful as well. Drop a thumbs up in the comments. Drop a rose in the comments if you think this is a beautiful rose. There we go. Then we got this thing here. It's a thorn, by the way, from the rose. And then we have this. It's a seed. So we have rose, thorn, and bud. Essentially, you can change the meanings as you desire, but the general meanings is the rose. When you ask, hey, what's your rose for today? Generally something like more upbeat. What was something wonderful that happened to you today? What's something that you really enjoyed about today? What's something about, really it's about positivity of the day. Like, what were you grateful for? It's more of a gratitude kind of tool. Now, the thorn, no one likes being pricked by thorns. So, evidently, it'll be about negativity. What was your thorn for today? What was the negativity? What was something that, Debbie Downer vibes? What wasn't, really was supposed to go planned? Or did something, you learn not really go the way you want? Etc., etc. Something like that. And now bud. Bud is an interesting one. It can be it could be something out of the ordinary, or something you're working on, something you're planting, something you're hoping to sprout to be a flower. Something you're working on. Like, it could be a project, it could be your car project, it could be you looking out for new makeup, someone's dropping a new makeup set, something, someone's, something like you're waiting for anticipation, that would be perfectly fine. Now, I've changed it because I like growing things, yeah, but I also prefer, you can change this to anything, right? I changed it to hi buffalo. I like animals. Animals seem to be easier to remember for me. Low buffalo. And then crazy buffalo. Now, crazy buffalo, I just put crazy. I thought it was a little bit more of a edgy word. You can still put, what was your, growth buffalo? What was something that you're I don't know, calf buffalo, I don't know, whatever you call a baby buffalo. Something that's ready to grow. But high buffalo, low buffalo, and crazy buffalo. This is something you can ask your spouse. You could change it to, I don't know, crazy otter, low panda, high elephant. It's really whatever you want it to be. And this is the question you can ask your partner every day and learn something new. All right. See ya.